It's on a rheostat for the brightness of the dot, red and green. And I bet I can dial that down to less than 1 MOA in size. I mean, it is like the head of a pin. It gets so small, but yet I can still see it very good even in bright situations. Very nice sight for the money. And you know, I don't want to hear about its airsoft and all this, because you know, you could say the same thing about other manufacturers. To survive in this tough economy and in the competitive commerce that is the online shopping experience, you have to be competitive and you have to branch out. Even Magpul makes airsoft stuff, so if you've got Magpul stuff on your gun, you got airsoft stuff. If you've got UTG on your gun, you got airsoft. So you know, don't leave stuff in the comments about that. I cannot say enough good about this particular site. And I'll try to get you a co-witness shot and some shots of the dots. I may have to make a part 2 of this. Anyway, quick release. It does come with 2 mounts. It comes with a cantilever mount, which is a little too high for my application, but it is a nice heavy mount. The quick release works well. It's easy to adjust, and I really like it. It works perfect. It does exactly what I need it to do, and I'm very happy with it. I did polish the bolt somewhat, and when I say somewhat, I had to really get down and dirty with this bolt. I don't know what the origin of manufacture is on this bolt, but it is a very crudely machined bolt, and it was very difficult to get it to shine. And so I didn't do the entire bolt in a mirror finish. I'm subscribed to another guy called DJ Grooveline, and he did his, and man, I'll tell you what, his is fantastic. He may have put a little more effort into his, maybe not, maybe it was, you know, a better machined bolt, but mine was not so good, and again, crudely machined. So I didn't spend an absorbent amount of time on the parts that you cannot see. I just did the, you know, I did the whole thing, but I really took concentrated most of my efforts on the part that you can see, charging handle, and this part here. And I like that look. It's the only contrast on the gun, and I think it's not too much, it's just enough. So I'm happy with that. UTG front rail system, as you all probably are aware. Man, I hope that's in frame. Anyway, nice rail system. Not really super excited about how it, originally I wasn't excited about how it extended out over the gas tube. I also don't like the gas tube and this part of the barrel being exposed, but it's grown on me. Or, you know, there were options where I could have covered all of this, but I thought it was too gaudy looking. Those particular rail systems, Ultimac, I believe is one of them, and there are several more, but this one seemed to be a better look overall. Also from Carolina Shooter Supply. Very reasonably priced. Again, real fast shipping. Comes brand, everything is brand new, by the way, the stuff. It's not like, you know, returns or seconds or any of that stuff. And so, very nice quality all the way around. This I got at a gun show. And this I got at a gun show. This is not the military version. This is the cheap version of this broomstick grip. It's not, you know, super stable, but it is stable enough that when you put the gun up, it's very nice. There is a little bit of you know, lateral movement if you need it. If you haven't seen one of these, it just goes up in there like that, and you hit the button and she comes out. Very nice. Oh man, you can't use a long one on an AK. Well, on a 7.62 by 39, probably not because of the magazine, but this does not hinder the magazine insertion or removal whatsoever. And I think it adds a lot to the gun, not only aesthetically, but it's certainly functional, and it's just right when I hold it. So I'm happy with that. It's a cheapie. Probably made, I see a lot of I see this one out on the internet, and I see it made by a company called Osprey, which is probably airsoft stuff or cheap or whatever you want to call it. But again, you know, it's functional, and it has a nice nice lock to it. It's very solid here on the rail. No issues whatsoever with that. And that's really about it. I don't think that I've done anything. I haven't done anything internally to the gun. It's all stock stuff. Nothing but you know, cosmetic changes really. This is a PMAG, and everybody says, well, not everybody, but there is a large consensus on the internet. Oh, PMAGs are junk. Don't get a PMAG. Well, I'll tell you what. This PMAG is pretty damn nice in here, and like PMAGs are known for, I guess, and so are the Tapcos. You have to file the latch in the back to get it to fit. And yes, it's all plastic. We'll see how she runs. We'll see how she runs. And I thought I'd give it a go. I like the waffle pattern on it. I can't seem to find any of the Bulgarian magazines with the waffle pattern, which is what I wanted. But they're all sold out. You know why? Because if I like something, everybody else likes something, and they all buy it up from me. How about that? Anyway, that's about it for the changes that I've made. And I just want to say one thing about the accessories that I've added to this gun. People say, oh man, you know, you put all this cheap stuff on your gun. Why did you put all this cheap junk on your gun? I put all this cheap junk on my gun for one reason only. This rifle, as I told you guys in the other video, $399.99 I paid for this thing. Okay? I cannot justify hanging $600 worth of accessories on this gun. You know, I could have put a EOTech on there. I could have put the Troy Industry battle sights on there for $200. I could have went all the way out and got the M4 mag tube with the spring and the recoil adjustment. I could have got the military version of this for $100. I could have bought the Midwest Industries rail system for, you know, $150. I just can't justify that on this rifle. This is not that kind of gun. Now, if it was an Arsenal or, you know, a Norinco, a prize Norinco, you know, or something like that, well, that's a different story. But to be honest, this stuff will function just as good as the other stuff, and you know, the other stuff that's out there for my intended purpose. And you know, you have to really sit back and ask yourself, what do I really need this stuff for, and what am I doing this for? Am I doing it for the cool factor? Hey, I think I got that. At least for me, and that's really the only opinion that matters. But again, I can't justify those high-dollar accessories for an inexpensive rifle. So that's the reason I went with the stuff that I went with. And you know, everybody's got their own thing, and that's fine. You know, that's what makes us all individual, and that's what makes the world go round. Getting off the rifle just for now, I did explain to you in the video about the Bulgarian surplus magazines, and I did say that they were kind of scratched up and crappy looking, and I hope you can see those in the light. And I told you in that video that I didn't care what they look like because I would be refinishing them, and I have. I've refinished all of them, and they look great in my opinion. If I'm in a Circle 10, I got a couple of Circle 10s and a Circle 21. Anyway, oh, by the way, there's no lying about these Circle 10s. They are fantastic magazines. But that's what they look like, and I've refinished them. So, very happy with them. They all look that way. They match the gun very well, as you can see the finish. And you'll remember in the other video that this was not finished either. And I finished that in the same deal I finished that. And I'll tell you about that. Hopefully I'm not over my time here. I don't have a clock or nothing that I'm looking at anyways. I want to show you this feature, and some of you may be familiar with this, some not. But there's a screw right here that you remove, and when you want to clean the gun, you just flip this up like this, and you have full access to all of the field stripping portion of the gun, which I think is a really neat feature. And again, you know, some of you probably know that, some people don't. This hooks right into the sight tang. Very easy, very quick install. It's very nice. And once this is screwed down into place, it is a very sturdy sight optics mount platform. So there you go. Anyway, that's it. May need a part 2, but don't think so. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and catch you later, man.